The temperatures are dropping, but the competition in the TVC is heating up. That can only mean one thing. It's Hardwood Heroes season. This week, we've got some overtime action, teams with a chance for that first conference victory, plus you don't want to miss our brand new segment, which starts with a heartwarming story out of Reedsville. Catch all the heroics and more tonight on Hardwood Heroes. With that, Season 12 of Hardwood Heroes is officially underway. It is an honor to be back with all of you after a 2-year hiatus. I'm your host, Jack Demler, and we've got a lot of games to get into. But first, let's get you caught up on the TVC standings at the halfway point in the season. We start in the TVC Ohio with the girls' standings. Nelsonville-York holds the #1 spot with Alexander directly on their tail. Vinton County holds the 3rd spot in this heated race. Meigs jumps to the 4th spot while Athens sits 5th in the standings. River Valley is 6th and Wellston is still searching for that first conference win, placing 7th in the standings. Now moving over to the girls of the TVC Hocking, Trimble's dominance has them in full control of that 1 spot with Waterford in 2nd. South Gallia finds themselves towards the middle of the pack at the 3rd spot. Eastern sits 4th, looking to keep their TVC championship chances alive. Belpre holds the 5 spot with Federal Hocking ahead of Southern despite their winless record. Now we head over to the boys. Starting in the TVC Ohio, Vinton County and Meigs are in a very heated title race, currently placing 1st and 2nd respectively. After a critical conference loss, Alexander drops to 3rd. We'll have more on that in just a minute. Wellston sits at 4th, followed by Athens and River Valley at 5th and 6th, with Nelsonville-York closing out the TVC Ohio standings in 7th. And finally, we move to the boys of the Hocking. Trimble is the team to beat in that 1 spot with Federal Hocking at the 2, hoping to knock down those Tomcats. Waterford holds the 3rd spot. South Gallia finds themselves at the 4th spot and Belpre at 5. And finally, Eastern and Southern out of the bottom. We saw those two play this week, and we will find out how Eastern added their first conference win. Now we start with Nelsonville-York lead reporter Cedric. Now Cedric, it seems like we got a tale of 2 halves here.
We sure do, Jack, but despite each team having polar opposite seasons, both squads have goals going forward. With many teams playing undermanned, the NY boys can gain the inside track to victory by controlling the tempo. Speaking of undermanned, the Buckeyes have not played a game this season with their full team, so health continues to be key. As for the girls, because of Brooklyn Richards being out, Coach Bobby Cassidy emphasized the importance of getting more production from other role players. In addition, it is critical for NY to continue to improve on both sides of the ball, especially with 2 leagues games coming up, including one last week against Athens.
Now, how did the Buckeyes do against those Bulldogs?
Well, NY was on upset alert until this shot right here by Avery Levy from way downtown kickstarted the scoring bonanza. Then it was Levy again, working her way to the elbow and knocking that shot home to increase the lead. And then after that, on a fast break, Mackenzie Hurd smoothly lays it in to make it a 10-0 run. And then the exclamation point of the emphatic quarter was made when Kaylee Dupler made it a 17-0 run by swishing a 3-point shot from the arc. NY played like $1 million down the stretch, beating Athens 57-39.
Now, Cedric, let's go back to those team goals. Were the role players able to generate some production?
Yes, they sure were able to get some production, Jack. Since star player Mackenzie Hurd had a terrific first half, Athens chose to triple team her. This freed up the role players to come alive in the 4th quarter. A-Rod Levy added 15 points, Olivia Spillman tacked on 9, and in just over a minute, Kaylee Dupler scored 7. I'd say the Buckeyes were pretty successful in achieving their objective.
And now while the girls seem to be on their game, the boys have struggled so far this season. How can that team generate momentum?
Unfortunately, the boys' game against River Valley on Friday was postponed. However, they still get a chance to achieve their goals against Amanda Clear Creek on Monday. So although the season has been rough for NY, losing 7 of 9, it is not all bad nevertheless, as they have some wins to build off of, including one over their rival Athens, and are currently on a 5-game homestand. So they have the potential to get back on track, Jack.
Seems like both teams are contributing to work towards their objectives. Thanks for the great coverage, Cedric. And now switching it up to another TVC Ohio team, Chloe G. Workman is here with me to break down what the Athens Bulldogs got up to this week.
Thank you, Jack. Starting off the week, the girls team, we've seen a couple close calls with them. Starting off the week, they took on McLean in a showdown against the Tigers in McAfee Gymnasium. This game went down to the wire as the Lady Bulldogs had a hold on the lead through the half. Senior leader Harper Bennett said they entered the locker room with a boost of confidence. McLean came out of the half with a chip on their shoulder, testing the Bulldogs down to the final minute. 28 seconds left in the game, McLean battled back and held on to the lead by one basket. The Bulldogs found themselves with a fast break opportunity, but they were not able to finish, which seemed to be a common theme throughout the game. They were able to work their new offense well, and they were able to get good looks in the paint all game long, but they just struggled to put it through the net.
And now shifting over to the boys side of things, I hear Athens had an exciting win. What clicked for the Bulldogs?
Let me tell you, Jack, this is certainly a game you would not want to miss. I'm going to have to argue for this player to be Hero of the Week for week number 1, and that is Nathan Shattuck. Shattuck balled out against the crosstown rivals, the Alexander Spartans. He went 6 for 10 beyond the arc, finishing up the game with 21 points. Seemed like every time the ball was in his hands, it was going through the hoop.
Now, what else contributed to this Bulldog success?
I'm going to have to be honest with you, Jack, it was the crowd. It was a packed house in McAfee Gymnasium, and Coach Cozart even said he hasn't seen their student section show that much energy in years. Although Athens came away with the win, it didn't come easy. They were only up by 1 point at the half, and Alexander didn't show any mercy. But like I mentioned earlier, every time the Spartans seemed to be catching up, Shattuck would drain another 3 and put the Bulldogs up even more. This was only their second game in the conference and their second win of the season, but things seem to be heating up for the Bulldogs.
Thank you, Chloe. Seems like we have a lot to look forward to in this exciting season with the Bulldogs. And now it's safe to say the boys silenced the doubters in a win over Alexander that only 19% of Hardwood fans predicted. Want to make your voice heard? Head over to our Instagram on Sunday nights to cast your vote and get a sneak peek at the week ahead. Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom for the Alexander boys. Their game against Jackson went all the way into overtime. 70% of fans had faith in the Spartans. Did it pay off? I'm now joined by Alexander lead reporter Cameron Young. Now, Cameron, these boys seem to turn it around. What are the pieces that were able to get them to this point?
Jack, the Alexander boys did not start how they wanted to this year, only going 4-7 entering the new year. But recently, the narrative has changed for the Spartans, as they've now won 3 of 4 in 2022. Their most recent victory came on Tuesday night in an overtime win as they traveled to Jackson, which was highlighted by an unbelievable 35-point performance by Kyler DiAugustino. A large portion of the Spartans' recent success can be attributed to the play of DiAugustino, as 30-plus point performances like this have occurred throughout the season for the talented guard. His versatile play on offense, including the ability to drive to the rim, make tough passes, and create his own jump shot at will, has made him practically unguardable for Alexander opponents so far this year. With a premier scorer in DiAugustino and plenty of complementary pieces around him, watch out for the Spartans to make a lot of noise in the TVC Ohio down the stretch this year.
Wow, it looks like DiAugustino and the Spartans are playing some great basketball right now. Now let's transition over to the girls. Have the Lady Spartans been able to keep up the same momentum?
Believe it or not, Jack, the structure of the Lady Spartans is very similar to that of the Alexander boys.
How so?
The common denominator between the two is a versatile elite point guard. The Lady Spartans broke a 2-game skid on Thursday night as they traveled south to River Valley, where they were able to cruise to an easy 60-26 victory. Alexander wasn't truly challenged in this matchup, and forward Kara Meigs went off for 25 points against the Raiders, which was complemented by a 16-point performance from Marley Grinstead. Despite concerns at the beginning of the year regarding overall experience, Alexander currently holds a share of first place in the TVC Ohio with a conference record of 6-1. Led by the dynamic duo of senior point guard Marley Grinstead and senior forward Kara Meigs, it looks like the Lady Spartans will have a strong chance to contend for a conference championship down the stretch.
Now, we talked about DiAugustino and Grinstead, so let's take a look at some of their accolades each have racked up in their decorated careers.
The 1,000-point mark is a highly regarded career statistic for a senior in the world of high school basketball. Both Grinstead and DiAugustino managed to hit the landmark in only their junior seasons, as both of them are now far past the mark.
There are many great players throughout our coverage, and DiAugustino and Grinstead have proven to be two of the best. Thanks for the great work, Cam. And be sure to stay up to date on DiAugustino, Grinstead, and all the other heroes of the Tri-Valley Conference by following along on all our social media platforms. The race to be the top of the TVC is only getting more intense, so be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for all the game recaps. Plus, check out our Instagram for highlights, photos, and more. And now we move on to one of the most dominant teams in the area, the Trimble Tomcats. Trimble lead reporter Jacob Mata joins us to reflect on their season thus far.
Jack, these teams are as good as ever, both being ranked third in the state in Division 4, which is why the expectations were so high when the Lady Tomcats took on the Belpre Lady Golden Eagles. But this was a sloppy game from both sides in the first half. It was plagued with fouls, turnovers, and missed layups. Trimble came out on top in the first half up 27-18, but they knew they had to make adjustments in order to keep the lead.
And did the Tomcats make the necessary adjustments to pull away from the Eagles?
Well, Jack, the Lady Tomcats came out playing much better basketball than before, but so did the Eagles. The Eagles were playing lockdown defense, forcing the Tomcats to miss shots, and they were capitalizing on the other end of the floor. The Eagles had the Tomcat lead cut down to 5 points in the third quarter, but that is when Jane Six and Brianna Osborne decided to catch fire. After that, Osborne scored 12 of her 19 points on the night. Jane Six was also getting buckets, dropping 17. Trimble was able to pull away in the end and got the victory with the final score being 57-47.
Now, you mentioned the Lady Tomcats were able to pull away and stay undefeated. How about the boys? Have they experienced similar success?
It's the same story for the boys that it has been for the girls. They are also undefeated right now, and for the most part, they've been blowing opponents out anytime they step on the court. They've won their last 3 games 71-31, 66-51, and 82-70. That last one showing that they are able to keep their foot on the gas in high-scoring games. The Tomcats are red hot right now, and they are looking to stay hot when they take on Belpre at home this Friday. However, they will have not played a game in 17 days when they take on the Eagles. Head coach Howie Codwell sees this as an opportunity for his team to get even better.
We're able to still continue to practice, do some of the things that we like to do. We've been dividing them up in supposed equal groups with the red and the white group, and we're able to practice. We're able to put some things in that we weren't able to do last year. So it's a drawback, but it's an advantage over last year.
Now, Jacob, from what I understand, the Tomcats expected to host a high-stakes matchup earlier this week.
That's right, Jack. They were set to battle Federal Hocking in a potential TVC championship preview, but the Lancers had to postpone due to COVID.
To talk more about the Federal Hocking school closure, we welcome lead reporter Grayson Wolf to the show.
It has been a tough situation recently for both Lancer squads. On Wednesday, Federal Hocking Athletic Director Kirby Seeger announced that all extracurricular activities would be canceled until Monday, January 16th. The school confirmed that the decision came in response to a staff shortage. That means both teams are out until Tuesday, with the next boys game scheduled for Friday against Southern.
Yeah, and it's such a shame that we have to wait to see this matchup unfold. We were looking at a head-to-head battle with implications for the winner of the TVC Hocking Conference. Blake Guffey, the leader of the Tomcats, has been on fire all year, getting buckets on offense and playing lockdown defense.
FedHawk has also been on fire lately, as not only are they 5-0 in conference, but they have won their last 5 games and their offense has averaged 66 points in that time. The Lancers also have a young star. Sophomore point guard Tariq Catrill is coming off a game against Athens last week where he scored 31 points and hit 10 three-pointers. He has a quick release, and he certainly is not afraid to shoot the ball.
Now, how has the girls' team been affected by this situation?
They've been hit even harder by these cancellations, as they have missed 5 games and have not played since January 3rd. First, it started with a weather cancellation against Miller, then multiple COVID cancellations, and now the school closure. This girls' team will have a 16-day layoff in between games. Of those 5 games missed, a couple of them were winnable games, which is important because the Lancers are still looking to get over the hump and capture their first win of the season. We reached out to Federal Hocking girls head coach Amos Catrill, who said, quote, "Needless to say, I wasn't real happy about the cancellations. We've been in the gym working hard and we're looking forward to getting on the court. Our girls will stay busy over the next few days and we'll get back after it on Tuesday."
Jacob and Grayson, thank you guys so much for the great work. Now, looking ahead, the Federal Hocking boys team has a favorable matchup with 4 home games and just 1 away game in their next 5 games. As for the girls, they will have a slew of conference games after facing Jackson on Wednesday and hope to secure that coveted first win. And behind every game, there is a community that supports every team. For the first time in this show's history, we will be looking beyond the X's and the O's, and each week we will share the stories that one of the communities in our coverage area has to share. We now welcome Curtis Fader to the show to take us on this journey beyond the court.
Thanks, Jack. The first stop on our trip beyond the court is Reedsville, where an Eastern student's fight against childhood cancer has inspired thousands of people around him.
Johnson is a freshman student at Eastern High School. The 14-year-old has two passions, baseball and basketball. For years, he had represented the Eagles on the diamond in the court, and the plan was to suit up for them again this year, but that all changed this past May. What started out as just growing pains in his legs, on Mother's Day, he woke up unable to walk, and Braylon's parents knew something was wrong.
I get woken up sometimes from weight of my blanket.
Yeah, the weight of his blanket was too heavy at night, and that was just almost like a light bulb went off in my head that I knew.
Days later, the doctors diagnosed him with osteosarcoma, a form of bone cancer commonly found in young adolescents, and thus a long, arduous road to recovery began.
Mobility stopped immediately after his biopsy. The biopsy showed that his bone was very weak. It was like the weakness of an eggshell is how they described it.
Despite dealing with cancer, Braylon still cared about his basketball team, attending as many Eastern games as possible between hospital visits. Coach Kite sees him as just an important piece to the program as any other player on his roster.
He comes with us as much as he can. He's still a part of us. He is a part of us. And you get more of the family atmosphere in a smaller school like this because we're all right here together. You've known each other since childhood. You've grown up and played with each other, so that the family thing kind of comes along.
As Braylon continued to battle with osteosarcoma, he didn't have to do it alone, as local school districts across the region united to help fundraise and raise awareness for his cause. After numerous trips to the hospital, dozens of blood transfusions, and 32 sessions of chemotherapy, this week, Braylon Johnson rang the cancer-free bell and got to return to a warm welcome from the Eagles community.
The thought of it, just knowing that he's part of the team, it's a huge, for mentally and emotionally for us too, it's helped just to know that our son's still part of the team, and eventually, one day soon, hopefully he will be back out there.
Joining us now here in Studio A is the young man himself, Braylon Johnson. Now, Braylon, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So, this has been a whirlwind couple days for you. You get to ring the bell, and then you get welcomed in such epic fashion by the community. So, what was going through your head during that time?
Just decided to be done with chemo, and just decided to be closer to get back on the basketball court and baseball field.
Mm-hmm. So, the community was really rallying behind you, but you also have this deep bond with your teammates and Eastern in general. So, what can you tell people about you guys together as a unit?
Most of them I'm really close friends, back in preschool. Some of them kind of new friends, but yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you coming here, and we really appreciate the journey that you've gone on, and we hope you feel better in the future and cancer will stay gone. Now, on behalf of Hardwood Heroes, we are going to give you guys this polo. I know it's no varsity jacket, but we hope you hang on to it, all right, man?
Yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to toss it right over to Jack.
Thanks, Curtis. And now for what the Eastern Eagles are doing on the court, I've got Eastern lead reporter Ethan Sargent with me. Ethan, was Reedsville rocking?
You bet, Jack. I can indeed confirm that the Nest was rocking on Friday night as the Eastern Eagles took on the Southern Tornadoes. Jack, it's been a special journey for Braylon Johnson, as we just heard from Curtis. There was a special ceremony pregame Friday to honor Braylon ringing the bell and beating cancer. So huge congratulations to Braylon and his family on the accomplishment. Now, on the court, the Eagles haven't won a game since February 2020, and they were looking to change that against the Tornadoes. Eastern came out with spirit, as they jumped out to an early lead and never looked back. 4 players recorded a double-double, including Bryce Newland, who had an eye-popping 11 steals and shot 60% from the field and was 4 rebounds away from a triple-double. Trey Hill shot 43% from beyond the arc for 11 points, and Gavin Murphy had 12 boards and hit 9 huge free throws down the stretch in the second half to help ice the game for the Eagles. Team defense was also huge, as Eastern did not allow Southern to make a single three-pointer. On an emotional night in Reedsville, the Eagles got the job done, winning 54-40 as the crowd echoed the sentiments of the players for Braylon. So big congratulations to the Eastern boys on getting that elusive win. Now moving over to the girls' side, where Coach Jay Reynolds has his Lady Eagles in the thick of the TVC Hocking race.
While the Lady Eagles might be right around 500 in terms of record, they've got to be number 1 in terms of team drip. Check out the matching purple and pink Kyrie 4s. All kidding aside, this team is no joke on the court. Eastern has lethal stars that are forces both offensively and defensively. Erica Durst is the focal point of this Lady Eagles team. As 1 second she'll be draining crucial threes, and the next she's locking down your favorite star player. Another huge part of this Eastern squad is Sydney Reynolds, another player with a knack for getting clutch buckets. Just like this buzzer beater right here to end the third quarter in Thursday night's win over Belpre. In the win, Durst and Reynolds combined for 37 points. Those two are the main focus on the offensive side, but on defense, it's much more of a team effort. Coach Reynolds has implemented an effective 2-3 zone, and it helped limit Belpre to just 35% from the field and just 9 of 27 shots from inside the arc. To beat a zone, you gotta shoot out of it, and Eastern did a good job of limiting Belpre's shooting opportunities in a big win, 44-37, to get the Lady Eagles over 500. We'll see how the Lady Eagles fare in their next conference battle as they take on South Gallia on Thursday at home, also known as the Nest.
And fans had the right read on the girls' Battle of the Birds, but only 30% of fans thought the boys could pull it off in the Storybook win on Friday. Remember, you can predict the winners of every Hardwood Heroes game every week when you head over to our Instagram. Now, this talented Eastern girls roster was put to the test earlier this week. 67% of voters supported the Marauders in the battle between Meigs County rivals. Now, Meigs lead reporter Aiden Crowley joins us today. How did the Lady Marauders fare against Eastern?
Well, Jack, it was a great week for the Lady Marauders. In both matchups, they overcame slow starts and pulled away to climb up in the TVC Ohio, beginning the week with a 54-37 win over the Eagles. They struggled from the field early and did not take advantage of open looks, but when things seemed to slow on offense, this tough, athletic defense helps to pick up some of the slack.
And now, what did you see from the defense that allowed them to come out on top?
Yeah, they utilized a 2-3 zone and utilized their length. They were active in disrupting passing lanes and generated offense from turnovers. That jump-started their offense and helped them get into a rhythm.
And one of their key contributors, Mallory Holly, found herself in foul trouble in that game. Did that factor to the sluggish start?
Absolutely. The Marauders struggle in creating shot opportunities without Holly on the court. But even without her on the floor, she still makes her presence known. Head coach Heath Hudson speaks to her impact.
She's another coach on the bench, on the floor, and she has great respect from all of the girls. In all honesty, she calls some of the boys over and talks to them during boys' games. So she is very intelligent, and just like having another coach. I'm very proud of her.
While Holly is obviously the standout contributor, Meigs has a big three brewing in Pomeroy. Holly has two key options she likes to look towards in Riley Lyle and Jennifer Parker. Over the week, the three combined for 76 of the 115 points from the Marauders. They each contribute in their own way, with Parker behind the arc, Lyle down low, and Holly with a combination of the two.
And that'll be a trio that we will have to keep our eyes on this season. And now for the boys. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see them this week, were we?
Yeah, that's right, Jack. It has been a frustrating stretch for the boys who haven't played since 2021. The Marauders had a matchup lined up with Wellston on the 7th, but that game was postponed due to COVID. The same was true for their following game against Glenwood. Finally, they rescheduled a game previously postponed with Vinton County, but had to push that one off yet again. That was a highly anticipated matchup between the number 1 and 2 teams in the TVC Ohio. It is unclear at this time when that game will be rescheduled. Meigs' next matchup is slated for the 18th with an out-of-conference contest with Crooksville. And Jack, it will be exciting to have the boys back in action, hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah, Aiden, we look forward to seeing them back on the court. Thanks for the great work. I'm now with Vinton County lead reporter Bryce Tinson. Now, Bryce, the boys of the Vinton County Vikings also seem to have a very interesting week. Why don't you break it down for us?
Interesting is right, Jack. Due to COVID complications, they didn't play a single game this week. The Vinton County boys were scheduled to have 2 games this week against Meigs and Wellston, but both were postponed due to COVID. This is the second time this game against Meigs has been moved. When this game finally gets played, the gym will be packed. It's a litmus test for both teams and a battle for first place in the TVC Ohio. With a win, VC confirms that what many are thinking, probable conference champs. If Meigs pulls out the dub, then watch out because the Marauders are for real. I talked with head coach Matt Combs about the health of the team entering the Alexander game. He said, quote, "We had a couple guys playing a little under the weather, but no one missed the game. No excuses, they outplayed us." It is not yet known when the Viking boys' next game will be, but if they are able to get back out on the court this week, they are slated to face Chillicothe and Nelsonville-York. Moving over to the girls' side of things, they had their their 6-game win streak snapped by Marietta, falling 56-49.
And those girls looked unbeatable for a while there. What went wrong in this one, Bryce?
Well, Jack, in order to score, you need the ball in your hands, and Vinton County struggled to hold onto the rock. In the first quarter alone, they turned the ball over 7 times. They did bounce back in the second and took a 24-21 lead into halftime, outscoring Marietta 15-9. They kept that momentum throughout the third, but in the fourth quarter, they fell apart. The turnovers came back in a big way, in large part due to the half-court pressure Marietta applied. They were quick and aggressive, and the Vikings had no answer. Couple that with some serious foul trouble during the fourth, Vinton County just couldn't muster enough to eke out a win. It's a tough loss to swallow because during that 6-game win streak, the Vikings were scoring 61.5 points per game and only giving up 29. They were dominating their competition, beating their opponents by an average of 32 points. They'll be tested this upcoming week with a big rematch against their only conference loss, the NY Buckeyes.
Yeah, and it sounds like a really big week for the girls coming up. It'll be interesting to see how they match up against some 2 impressive opponents. Thanks for the great work, Bryce. And now we've seen some great basketball up to this point, so now would be a good time to remind you that each week we select one boy and one girl who stay true to our motto and prove themselves to be heroic. We welcome Curtis Fader back to the desk to announce his pick for Hero of the Week.
Thanks, Jack. Now, many ladies have balled out, but this week, the girl who stood out above the rest was Eastern's Sydney Reynolds. In their 44-37 victory over Belpre, Reynolds put her stamp on the game, dropping 21 points and 8 rebounds. She has proven to be a very valuable scoring asset for the Eagles, shooting 50% and scored nearly half of Eastern's first half points. And she kept the scoring party rolling with 12 points in the second half to seal the deal. Plus, her play on the defensive side of the ball makes it impossible not to make her our selection this week. Now, Jack, we've talked about the girl who has stood up above the rest, but Jack, which guy caught your eye?
Well, there are a lot of great options, but in an intense rivalry, this player stepped up and showed out. Our boys' player hero of the week is Athens' Nathan Shattuck, who proved himself to be a valuable scoring asset during their game against a top 3 team in the TVC and the Alexander Spartans. Shattuck dropped 21 points in the game, including 6 for 10 from behind the arc. That's 60%, Curtis. Curtis, this man's 3-point shooting performance was so good, you would have thought that he was applying to be a splash brother for the Warriors. Not only was he a deep-range deadeye, Shattuck shared some of the wealth, tallying 3 assists. He wasn't only a force to be reckoned with offensively, however. On defense, he helped lock down Spartans star Kyler DiAgostino and grabbed 3 steals. Shattuck proved himself to be a crucial component and had a tremendous performance against a tough conference opponent. Curtis, these 2 players have been phenomenal throughout the week, and they have proven themselves to be great selections for our Heroes of the Week.
Oh, definitely. I mean, think about it. This is week 1. I mean, we have 8 episodes to shoot, and these are star-studded duo already week 1, and I can't even imagine what type of basketball we are set in store for season 12 of Hardwood Heroes.
Well, that's all the time we've got for our show. It has been action-packed. Be sure to follow us along on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And once again, we are reminding you to be heroic.